Communication skills are so important, whether we're writing, whether we're speaking, whether we're creating a video. Communication is all around us. So that's why today I'm going to give you my top 5 favorite communication books that will help you to become better communicators all around. And guess what? Stay to the end because I've got a bonus. So yeah, in reality, it's 6 books that will help you to become a better communicator. So let's get straight into it. The very first book we've got here is The Storyteller Secret by Carmine Gallo. Now, this is one of my favorite books about communication because it's got great stories. It's got a lot of different inspiring stories that will help you to become a better storyteller. It will help you to, become better at talking with people, not just talking with them, but, actually listening to them and sharing stories because, stories have been around for such a long time. So that's a really cool book to be able to get better at storytelling. It teaches you techniques and strategies. So it's not just stories within the book, although it does have a lot of stories, hence the name of the book, right? So it's got a lot of great strategies. And one of the best things that I liked about the book is if you want to review this book, it makes it so easy because all you have to do is go to the end of each chapter. And it's got like a really useful, just 1 paragraph, bullet pointed summary, really concise summary of each chapter. So that's a fantastic book that you should definitely check out. And the second book I have here is The 10 Foundations by Pam Cordano. Now, this isn't really a communication book. Like I said, these books will help you to become better communicators, but it doesn't specifically talk about communication. The reason why I had this book in my list is because it helps you to have a solid foundation of happiness in your life, understanding your purpose in your life. It's very similar. Actually, it has a foundation on an expansion on Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning. And actually it says, I think right here, to Viktor Frankl with love at the very bottom. So this book was inspired by Viktor Frankl's work and expands on it. It includes lots of quotes from him. So yeah, it's very purposeful. It talks about emotional balance and how does this connect with communication? Well, if you are an emotionally balanced person and you can understand how to be in the present moment and you have a purposeful life, you have direction, you're going to be able to communicate with other people better. You're going to be able to communicate what you need and what you want better to other people, and you can also understand other people better. So it's a really good foundational self-awareness type of book that will help you to become a better communicator. And the third book we've got here is The Laws of Human Nature, very thick book by Robert Greene. And again, this is not directly related to communication itself, but it will help you to become a better communicator because it's got so many different aspects about human nature, how we can understand ourselves, how we can understand other people around us. There's so many great stories and examples. There's lots of different strategies that you can use to better understand other people around you and yourself. And also it helps you to spot liars and manipulators, because there are people who are going to lie. There are people who are going to manipulate. So it's a really good book to be able to understand that we can use those tools to protect yourself, to communicate what you need and what you want, just like some of these other books, right? So I highly recommend that one. Studying it deeply. It took me like 8 months to read that book, that whole book. It's one of the best books I've read. So yeah, definitely check that one out. And one more aspect about it that I did want to mention is it helps you to become more intelligent, so to say. Like You know that you don't know every single thing there is to know on the planet, yet by reading this book, you can better prepare yourself to interact with people who may know more or less than you, and you can come at it with a more of a open attitude, less egotistical. It talks a lot about ego as well. So, I mean, it's just got so many different aspects that you can apply in your life, become better at communicating. And the next book here, we have People Skills for Analytical Thinkers by Gilbert Eijkelenboom, which I know he pronounces his name a little bit differently. So sorry if I slaughtered your name there. It's boost your communication and advance your career and life. Now, I love this book because, well, it is for analytical thinkers. And usually when you think of an analytical thinker, you don't really think of a communicator, someone who is really good at communicating, because maybe analytical thinkers are the people that sit behind their laptop all day long, or they're working on something individually. But in every single company, in every single situation, you're still going to have to be communicating with people. So this book takes that analytical thinking and it puts it into a book, gives you analytical communication skills. So you can actually analyze what that other person is thinking, and it puts it into a visual format in the book. It's got nice little illustrations of how you can, take a certain real type of scenario that you might face in an office and put that into an analytical graph. So it's pretty cool. I'll open up a page and try and find maybe an example. So here, we've got this. This is just a simple example, but you've got, this right here. It may be a little bit blurry, but yeah, this is what the graphic looks like. So graphics always help, whether you're visual or whether you auditorial. Graphics always help because you have it right there in front of your face. You can see what's going on. I like that style. All right, and the next one here is Pre-Suasion by Robert Cialdini, a revolutionary way to influence and persuade. Most of you probably know this author from the author of Influence. It's a classic persuasion book. So this one goes through some of the same things covered in Influence, but it builds upon the fundamental 6 principles of persuasion that was covered in Influence. So these are actually fundamental rules that everyone can use to help persuade other people, to help communicate with other people, to relate with people. It's not about manipulation or anything like that. It's about helping to communicate your desires and your needs, right? So Pre-Suasion is really interesting. And also it's got this factor where it's talking about the pre-communication, right? You got to think of what you're going to say and what you're going to do before you actually say it. So it's really cool, this book. I like this author, classic author. And this one was written, I don't know, a few years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I believe. So it's fairly new and it's pretty good. So do check that one out. All right. And we got our bonus now, our bonus book. The bonus book is TED Talks by Chris Anderson. He is the head of TED. And he wrote this book probably in about 2016 or 2017. And this book came in really handy because I was starting to do some public speaking engagements. And at that time, I started reading this book. It's a fundamental public speaking book because it teaches you how to talk like TED. There's another book by Carmine Gallo, the author of The Storyteller Secret. And the title is Talk Like TED. But yeah, this one's written by the founder or the head of TED Talks. So you'll get a chance to figure out, to see the foundational structure of a TED Talk. And one of the other things that I really liked about it is having a through line. So whenever and you can apply this in everyday conversation as well. having a through line is basically like having the main topic. So everything, every detail that you talk about connects together in this through line. So it's a cool book. Check it out, especially if you're doing public speaking. Not so much for everyday type of communication. The other 5 books that I mentioned work better for that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out some of the links down below in the description to the books, to the website. Make sure you're following my channel here, Instagram, and you can also subscribe to my newsletter too that I send out every single month, which talks about some of the podcast episodes that I've done, talks about reading strategies. So check those out, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like these. Also follow my other social media accounts such as Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for more valuable content. Thank you for watching again, and I will see you guys next time.